Hello and welcome to this lesson. Today I want to carry you through some important aspects in the past 2025 WAEC question. Before I go on to solve this question, I want to read this to you. In the previous exam, that is the 2025 May-June exam, WAEC examination, the review comments from the examiners were as follow. Number one, there was issue with translation of word problems. Candidates failed to convert qualitative word problem into accurate mathematical expression. That is one weakness that was noticed. Another one is representing data in diagram. Uh, Information that was related to angle of elevation and depression were not properly represented geometrically. And not only that, real life applications, candidates failed when faltered when solving practical financial mathematics, that is with respect to commission and simple interest and compound interest. And finally, it's about cumulative frequency and statistics. So these are the areas students showed weakness. All right. And one other aspect was that students were not showing their workings properly. And showing of workings is one area that you must not neglect when you are sitting for a standard examination like WAEC. All right. So we want to look at some of the key areas today. And one of them is the translation of word problem. You can see most of their questions is phrased, using word is set using word problem. As you can see here, the number two question here is what I've written on the board. The product of the ages of Adu and Tanko is 9, less than Akofa's age. If Tanko is 4 years older than Adu and Akofa's age is 6 times Tanko's age, find Akofa's age. I've made videos some time ago on how to unravel word problem. If you haven't challenged with word problem, you can go to YouTube, John Teach Math, and search for word problems. You will find it in my channel. So let's deal with this particular one. The question, we are going to break it bit by bit. The product of the ages of Adu and Tanko is 9, less than Akofa's age. So we say let Adu's age be equal to X, comma, Tanko's age be equals to Y, and Akofa's age be equals to Z. Don't just use letters when you have not appropriately allocated them to the individuals referred to in the questions. So now that we know that Adu's age is X, Tanko's age is Y, Akofa's age is Z, we can now go back to the question and begin to represent it in equation. The product of the ages of Adu and Tanko. Product means multiplication. They are saying when you multiply Adu's age and Tanko's age, you will have 9. That's the first thing we know. 9 years. I mean, it's 9 less than Akofa's age. When you say 9 less than Akofa's age, it means that the product of their ages is less than Akofa's age by 9. That will be Z minus 9. That is the representation right there. Let's call that our equation 1. Okay. The product of Adu's and Tanko's age is equals to 9 less than Akofa's age, which is Z. The next thing is that there's now said if Tanko is 4 years older than Adu, that means Tanko is Y, Tanko is 4 years older than Adu, that will be X plus 4. So Y equals to X plus 4, that's for Tanko. We've gotten that second statement. Now, the third statement now says that if Tanko is 4 years older than Ado and Akofa's age is 6 times Tanko's age, so Akofa's age in terms of Tanko, it will be 6 times. And you know from the previous, from the previous information, we know that Tanko's age is x plus 4, so this will be 6x plus 4. This representation or this interpretation is very important. Now that you've gotten the interpretation complete, we will go ahead and then solve. Uh, to solve, you want to go back to the first equation and try to put equation 2 into equation 1. That is the first thing we are going to do. So I'm going to say substitute the value of y in equation 2 into 1. So this is my equation 1. I will now write x plus 4 equals to z minus 9. So that is what I'm going to write. And thereafter, I can open the bracket. This will be x squared plus 4x equals to z minus 9. That is what I'm going to have. So now that I have gotten this, I'll substitute the value of z in equation 3. This is our equation 3 into equation 4. So I'm substituting the value of z in equation 3 into equation 4. And so what am I going to have? I'm going to have x squared plus 4x. Wherever I see z, I'm putting 6, open bracket, x plus 4 equals minus 9. You can tell where we are getting that from. That is coming from the expression for z. Now this we can now proceed to solve. That will be x squared plus 4x, which is equal to 6x plus 24 minus 9. I open the bracket. If I collect like terms, I'm going to have x squared plus 4x minus 6x minus 24 plus 9 equals to 0. I'm making everything a quadratic equation because obviously once you have this, you are thinking about quadratic equation. So this will be x squared minus 2x and then minus 15 equals to 0. So by the time we factorize this, it is easy to factorize. You just look for two numbers, you multiply together to give you 15, and that can be 15 times 1 or 5 times 3. And when you consider the differences, it will give us something, the coefficient of x, which is minus. So what I'm thinking about is two numbers, x minus 5 and then x plus 3. So that is what you are going to get. This works if the coefficient of x squared here is 1. And so since we have established this, I can see that my x equals to 5. Okay, I'm not going to even go ahead and evaluate the BC because I know that age of someone cannot be negative. So x equals to 5 years. All right. Now that is not where they want us to stop. They say find Akofa's age. So I can see that therefore Akofa's age is equals to x plus 4, and that will be equals to Akofa's age is equals to 6 multiplying x plus 4, and that will be 5 plus 4, which will be equals to 6 times 9, and that is 54 years. Akofa's is clearly advanced in age, more than the 2. So that is the answer to the question. You can see how we started it. We made sure that we represented each of the individual's age with a particular letter. we form an equation from the statement, from the questions given to us. That makes it easier. And then we substitute values so that we can eliminate other terms and zero on one particular variable. And that variable we were singular about was x. And then we proceeded to find the value of x, which will eventually help us to get the answer, the age of Akofa. That is the answer. Hello and welcome to this lesson. We want to continue the review of 2025 WAEC past question. And this is number 3. A company installs solar panels on its premises to reduce its electricity cost. The monthly savings on electricity in dollars is modeled S equals 200 plus 50x minus 2x squared, where x is the number of months after installation. At A, at what time will the savings on electricity stop increasing? B, find the maximum savings. Now, even though modeling is in further mathematics, this should not be a difficult question. All right, it is very simple. It just tests the student understanding on everything about quadratic equations. Right here is a quadratic function. And just think about your x as your y. That's what they are asking for. And this age simply implies you should find the value of x for which the curve will be maximum, for which the graph will be maximum. So think about it like this. This is the Cartesian plane xy, and then this is like the curve you are having here. This is the curve of x equals to 200 plus 50x minus 2x squared. That's what you have. I draw it like this because it's going to be it's a negative. The coefficient of s squared is negative, hence it's going to go this other way, and then you are going to have a maximum point. So they are when they said what time will the savings on electricity stop increasing, what is the value of x for which this thing is maximum? They are definitely asking about value of x at the turning point. Okay, so that's if we are talking about calculus, the turning point. So what we are going to just do here is to apply the formula that we are already used to formula for maximum point. So I'm going to say a um, let me put this information. It simply means to find the maximum, the maximum, the value of x when the graph is at the maximum point. That's just what it's saying. All right. Therefore, our x will be minus b over 2a. Now, from this expression, your a equals to the coefficient of x squared, that's minus 2. Your b equals to coefficient of x, that is 50. And then your c is the constant. C is the constant, 200. So your x here will be minus 50 over 2 minus 2. This will be minus 50 over minus 4. And this will be 50 over 4, which is equal to 12.5. All right. So we can now say, therefore, the time will be 12.5 months. All right, that's what we are going to get. It can be 12. That means it can be 12 months and 15 days if you are dealing with 30 months. It can be 12 months and 14 days if it falls in February. And it can be 12 months, 15 days, and 12 hours if we are talking about if it fall on the 31 day, stuff, 31 days month. Now, the B part, we are asked to find the maximum savings. When they see the maximum saving, is simply talking about S. S, the value of X when for this maximum value, for this X value, the value of this S for this time value, that's what they're asking for. So our X, that's B, will be equals to, this is 200 plus 50, 12.5 minus 2, 12.5 squared. That's what you are going to get. Our X equals to 200. This is 50 times 12.5 would give us 625, and minus, what are we going to get when we carry out this calculation? 2 into bracket 12.5 all squared. That will give us 312. That will give us 312.5. There you go. By the time we do our subtraction, that will be, that X will be equals to 512. Let me write it out. 512.5. So therefore, maximum saving will be $512.5. So that is what you are going to get for this entire question. You see, it's very simple. It only implies that you apply what the right understanding. Once you understand quadratic equation, everything about quadratic equation, you are good to go. That is why my advice for students who are writing WAEC is that don't just learn one aspect of, of a topic. Know every aspect. Go to the curriculum. Look at the extent to which the topic should be covered. Then study with that, and you will definitely excel. So here is another question. Remember, I told you that these aspects students really faltered because they couldn't represent appropriately geometrical diagrams. So let's ensure that we carry out the correction. Now, the diagram shows a tower TR and an observer at O, such that the length OR is 84 meter, and the angle of elevation of the top of the tower T from O is 57. It means here is 57. A, calculate correct to three significant figure the height of the tower. B, the observer at O moved away from the tower in the same straight line until the angle of elevation of T is 49 degree. The question is, find correct to two decimal places how far the observer moved backwards. Let's begin with A. Now from A, this is the diagram that we have, and here is given to us as 57 degree. 57 degree. This is our T, this is our O. This is our R, this is our T, and this is 84. We want to find the height of the tower. We can use the SOHCAHTOA, that is the trigonometric ratio. Here we are going to have tan 57 degree to be equals to opposite, that is the length of TR, over adjacent, that is the length RO, such that our tan 57 degree equals to TR over 84. If you cross multiply, your TR will be equals to 84 tan 57 degree. So let me compute that using my calculator. This is going to be 84 tan 57. That will be 129.35. equals to 129 point, let me use 349 actually, meters. Okay, which will be approximately 129 meter to three significant figure. Always conclude to see that the height of the tower is what? 129 meters. So if we have gotten that, the B part, the question now said the observer at home moved away from the tower in the same straight line until the angle of elevation of T is 49 degree. Now, I want to let you know, in case you don't, that the farther you go away from a particular point, let's say a tower, then your angle of elevation will be less. The closer you come to that tower or a high-rise building, down the larger the angle of elevation. So you need to tilt your head upwards more when you are close to a high building. But when you are far away, you could easily see the roof of the building. So that is just it. 49 means, just think about this place, he has gone far, he has gone backwards some meters. So I want to represent that. This is what I have before. I have this as my TR and O. So now he has moved away. He moved away, and then this is what we have. This is O. This is 84. This was 57. And then this has become 49 according to the question. Let's call this one P. Do you see that? So that is the geometric representation of the question. So we are left, all we're left is to find the length OP. Let's call this length OPX. So using the same principle, we are going to say tan 49 degree equals to opposite TR over adjacent, that is RP. Okay, this will be TR is we've gotten TR to be 129.349. Don't, whenever you are using a value as a calculated value, don't use the approximate value. Use the value, that's the raw value, to some decimal places. That will make your answer more accurate. All right, so that's why I'm using this instead of this. And RP is 84 plus S. Okay, so let me clean this part of the board so that I can write the other part. Now, from here, what we have here, we can, cross multiply. Actually, that will be 84 plus X tan 49 degree equals to 129.349. That's what we have. We just multiply both sides by this 84 plus X. Now, if you open this bracket, this will be 84 tan 49 degree plus X tan 49 degree. And that will be equals to what? 129.349. So let's carry out 84 times 49. 84 times 49 is 96.63. So this here is 96.63 plus X tan 49 degree equals to 129.349. All right. If I collect like them, my X tan 49 degree will be this minus this. So let me just do that right away. That will be 129.349 minus 96.63. That will give me 32.719. From here, my X will be 32.719 divided by tan 49 degree. That is dividing both sides by tan 49 degrees since we are looking for X. Or you may decide to first of all obtain tan 49 degree, then divide both sides by that number. But I choose to do it like this. So we have divided by tan 49. That will give us 28.44 to 2 decimal places. So we can conclude that therefore the observer moved 28.44 meters backwards. So that's our answer. The observer moved 28.44 meters backwards, backwards that way. So this our x here is 28.44 meters. This is not drawn to scale. You can see that this 84 is less than this x. So that's what we are going to have for that question. Thank you. So this is another question. We are still looking at 2025 why question, key aspects to take note of. Now, this is the question. They said the data represent the series obtained by 9 applicants in an interview arranged in ascending order. We have this 3x plus 2, 22, 4x minus 2, 23, 25, 5x minus 4, 29, 29, and x squared minus 7. Given that the range is 9, find the value of x, mean mark of the applicants, and if 4 of the applicants who obtained the highest score were selected, determine the pass mark. So first of all, the solution, the score. What are they? They are 3x plus 2, 22, 4x minus 2, 23, 25, 5x minus 4, 29, 29, and then x squared minus 7. That is what we have as the score, as the raw score. Now, they now give us a clue. And remember, it's arranged in ascending order. The range is 9. So we are starting with A1 to find the value of x. Since we know the range, it means that x squared minus 7 minus 3x plus 2 equals to 9. Range is always the highest number minus the lowest number. So here we have x squared minus 7. The other one minus affect this, minus affect that. This is 9. And then we can make it a quadratic equation. This will be minus 3x minus 9 equals to 0. This is x squared minus 3x minus 18 equals to 0. So you can factorize this like we did in the other question. These two numbers you multiply together, that will give you 18. If you bring them together, add them together, you will have minus 3. What I'm thinking of is 6 and 3. That is negative 6 plus 3. That will be x minus 6, x minus 3. So we have x to be equals to 6 or x to be equals to, this is plus, x to be equals to minus 3. Now, to determine which value of x is correct for this information, we need to plug in x when x is minus 3 and check. If x is minus 3 here, this will be 3 times minus 3, that is minus 9. Minus 9 plus 2 will give us negative 7. We can't have a negative as a score. So if it is invalid for one of the score, then we cannot use it for the rest. So it is good to go with 6. So we can say the valid value of x, the valid value of x is 6. Now, having done that, they now said what will be the mean mark. what will be the mean mark? We have calculated this. Don't forget the value of x is 6. The value of x is 6. So I'm erasing this part. So I'm going to say that that's the second one. All right. For x equals to 6, this will become what? 3 times 6, 18 plus 2, that will be 20, comma, this will remain 22. 4 times 6, 24 minus 2, that's also 22. This will be 23. This will be 25. This 5x, 5 times 6 is 30. 30 minus 4 is 26. And then that will be 29. That will also be 29. This will also be 29. And then this is s squared. 6 squared is 36. Take away 7. That is also 29. So we have the scores complete in numbers. So mean equals to the summation of the values over n. And so if we add everything here together, let's add that together. That is 20 plus 22 plus 22 plus 23 plus 25 plus 26 plus 29 plus 29 plus 29. That is going to be 225. And the total score, that's total items, total individual who sat for the tests is 9. So this is going to be 25. Let's do that again. 9 to 22 is 2. 2 remainder 5. Join that 2 remainder 4. Join that 4 to that is 45. 9 to 45 is now is 5. So that's what we have there. The mean is 25. Now the other part is if 4 of the applicants who obtained the highest score as were selected, determine the pass mark. What will be the pass mark? Now, the pass mark here will be, if we look at this score, this is 29, 29. I mean, this is 29, 29, 29. We are selecting those who have the highest score. That means that pass mark equals 26. That is what we are going to get as our pass mark.